Broadcasting from the OCTV studios. This is From the Third Eye. Now, please welcome your host, Hunter Parker.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17 of From the Third Eye. Holy crap, I can't even believe that we're at episode 17 already. Holy crap. My name is Hunter Parker, in case you didn't know that by now. I am your host, of course, with the most, and today we have a jam-packed show for you today. We're going to start off by answering some questions that somebody emailed me. They had like 5 questions that they had, and I'm going to do my best to answer those questions today. Plus, we're going to be talking about a website for those who, they say on the website, if you need advice from your cyber grandparent. That's right. It's a free website. You can get advice on any topic, well, within reason. They don't do financial advice or anything like that, but they'll do advice for dating and relationships, family issues, jobs, things like that, and it's completely free. All the quote-unquote cyber grandparents, as they call them, they're elders. They are all volunteers that volunteer their time to write back to you personally with advice on whatever you're seeking advice on. It's a great website, and I'm going to tell you all about it coming up today as well. And for the bashing zone, we are going to be talking about doctors that don't give a crap about anything. That's right. So, hope you guys enjoy today's show. So, we'll start off with the questions that I received recently from a person that does not wish to be named. She wants to be anonymous, so I will grant your request on that one. The first question she asked was, what's the status on your show, the Warzone Podcast? Well, to answer your question, the show is still happening. I know I haven't done an episode yet, but it is coming. The website is almost done. HelioHost is actually going to be moving me to their brand new state-of-the-art server named Morty in the next couple weeks. I asked if I could be moved to that server, which is supposed to be faster than what it is now for the website for the show. So once that happens and I've moved over and everything, then I'll be starting to produce the first episode of the Warzone. So be on the lookout for that. The second question that she asked was, for the website for this show, what do I code the website in? She was curious on that. I code it with HTML. There are some JavaScripts on the website. For example, if you look at the bottom of every page where the copyright is, where the year goes, that's coded in JavaScript, so that way the year updates automatically every year on the 1st of January. So, and then the CAPTCHA for the contact form, there's JavaScript with that as well, so that way it works properly with Google. But it's mostly HTML that I use. I use basic HTML. Now I'm planning on to match the Warzone's website. I am planning on doing a complete redesign of the website. Well, kind of. Not the contact page will be the same, but everything else will be different. I'm planning on switching it to using a program called FlatPress, which is kind of like WordPress for those that are familiar with that. But I think it's a little bit easier to use and it doesn't require a database. So it makes it faster. So I'm planning on switching over to that since my the Warzone uses FlatPress as well. So the look of the website will be a little bit different. So be on the lookout for that in the near future. Probably, hopefully soon. I don't know when I'll get around to that yet, but it'll happen soon. The next question she asked was, is there a way to submit your own content for inclusion on the Bashing Zone? As of right now, no. There is for the Warzone, but there isn't one for this show yet. I don't really even know if I'm going to do one because I do two shows. My show is basically an extended version of the Bashing Zone, uncensored. Everything and anything goes. The only difference is the name is different. That's the only difference. So I would probably want that type of a feature for that show more than this because this show is not all bashing. I guess I could share content from my show for this one as well, since they're published at around the same time, both shows, or they will be at least. So that's probably what I'm going to do is just, have just the one for my show. If anybody has any comments or anything they want to share, I can play it on both shows because the Bashing Zone and the War Zone could technically share content. So that is definitely something that I'm thinking about doing as well. So stay tuned for more information about that. The fourth question she asked was, for the Warzone podcast, she asked, what are the similarities or differences between the two shows? That's a good question. The similarities, the websites are similar. Well, kind of. Obviously, I'm using FlatPress for the Warzone, and I'm coding the site by hand for this one as of now. But the websites in content are basically similar. Also, the similarity, the intros to the both shows are similar. They have the same voiceover lady doing the intros. Same voiceover, same style of how they're produced with the music and everything. That's similar. The outros to the shows, the music that plays during the credits, it's a similar style, like a nu metal type of a thing. The only real difference between both shows is that this show is mostly technology related, except for the Bashing Zone towards the end of the show, which is the only similarity as far as content is concerned. The Warzone is all bashing, so there is no technology, there's nothing like that. It's all bashing usually, or will be. So that's really the only difference between the two shows, is that this show focuses more on technology. Sure, we bash and stuff, at the end, but anyhow. So that's really the only difference between the shows. Everything else, it's very similar. The website's similar. The intros are similar. Things like that. Which I should mention, the last question she asked was, is there an easy way I can find out, she can find out how to listen to the show, because she said that she's had some issues trying to find it. She did find it on Spotify, but she didn't know if there's any other ways to listen to the show so she could let her friends and family know. Well, since that question was asked at the time, there was nothing. I am pleased to say that I did update the website. I was able to gain access to the Red Circle account that we use to publish the episodes that Joe publishes every 2 weeks. So I was able to go in there and fix a few things that needed to be fixed. And so now on the website, under the podcast page, it lists links to everything you need to know to tune in. The Red Circle, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, all that kind of stuff. Everything is there. Just click on whatever link you want, and there you go. So those are the questions that was asked. Thank you for your questions. If anybody else has any questions or anything, you can feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to answer those questions. Now, moving on to the free advice website that I was mentioning. So this website is actually kind of cool because let's say you're struggling with a relationship, for example, and you want some advice on what to do to help your relationship, or whatever. There's a website called Elder Wisdom Circle, and like I said, it is completely free. You can submit your quote-unquote letter to them with what you want your advice about, or what the problem is, and they will respond to you. Somebody will respond to you by email, answering your advice question. It could be anything you want. The only things that they don't do is financial advice, legal advice, and I forget what the other one was. Obviously, if it's an emergency, you should call 911. Don't use them for emergencies. Once you go to their website and you click on the link to submit your advice, you will be asked to create an account in the process of that. So all that is your email address and a 4-digit passcode that you use to log in. So it's not a password like you're probably familiar with. Your password is a 4-digit number of your choice. Once your account is established, you can change any aspect of your account as you wish in the future. Change email notifications, change your email address, passcode. You can delete your account, of course, if you don't want to use it anymore. You can make your advice letters private or public, whichever. If you make it public, you can change it to private later. You can't change it back to public, but you can change it to private if you want. It's a really great website. I've used it before to get advice on certain things relating to family or whatever it is. for those who are visually impaired. It's very accessible, very easy to use. And everybody that volunteers their time to answer your advice letters, they're great and they're very helpful. So again, you shouldn't use it to replace professional advice like from a doctor or therapist, but it is something you can use, if you need it for anything. You can visit their website, elderwisdomcircle.org is the website. That's elderwisdomcircle.org is the website. You can go there and submit your first letter and create your account. And you can, once you have your account, you can log in and submit new letters if you'd like. You don't need to, create a new account or anything because you already have one. With advice letters that you receive back, there's a few options you can select from. You can either write back to the same elder and continue dialogue on the letter. You can submit a thank you to the elder when you're done, or you can submit your letter for a second opinion where it'll submit it out again for somebody else to take a crack at it and see what they say. So those are the options that you can select from when you read your response. So again, you can visit their website, elderwisdomcircle.org is the website. Check it out. It's completely free. There's no cost. They do accept donations if you want to do that to the organization that provides the website. So be on the lookout for that, and you can definitely check that out. elderwisdomcircle.org. Now, moving on to the bashing zone. We're going to make it quick because I don't really have a whole lot to say about this topic, but it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. So I am going to talk today about doctors that don't give a crap about anything. Why do I say that, to be exact? Well, there's a situation going on that I think needs to be addressed, and it's involving my wife. I'm going to use her name because I know she won't care. Hannah. Now, here's the situation. And if you guys are listening to this right now and you guys have any suggestions on how to help her, that would be great, because her doctors do not listen to a thing she says to them. They all think it's your weight, or it's this, it's that. She has a nodule on her lung that's getting bigger, possibly. She has some other concerns as well, that could be potentially serious that I think needs to be addressed. There is possibilities for cancer, if she has a possibility for lung cancer or even breast cancer, with the symptoms that she's experiencing and what she has done research on online of these symptoms, and that's what it's coming back as. But the problem is these doctors don't want to listen to her and do the proper testing to determine, is it breast cancer? Is it lung cancer? What is it? Is it not? What is it? So here's what I would like to say to her primary care doctor mostly, who's also my doctor. And I am very ashamed that he's doing this to her, because he doesn't do this crap to me. She had an ultrasound of her neck done a couple days ago, and They came back normal, supposedly, but she told the doctor, she says, I'm still not feeling well. I still feel short of breath sometimes. Blah, blah, blah. Things are getting worse. I really need a CT scan of my chest. She was supposed to get a CT scan of her chest as well as the ultrasound, but her insurance denied the CT scan. They don't want to cover it. And she has Medicaid. Now, the doctor is not pushing for the insurance to get this CT scan paid for so it can be done. He's just not doing that. And she messaged him yesterday and told him her symptoms and told him that she's getting worse and that something needs to be done, like now. The doctor, well, as of right now that I know of, the doctor has not responded to her message. She sent him a message yesterday afternoon, and he never responded to her message. Now, he might have responded today, I don't know, but as of what I know so far, he hasn't responded. So, when somebody messages you with a complaint, of your symptoms, you should have the decency to message the patient back, and whether you agree with what they're saying or not, message them back. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. So, all I have to say to the doctor is, please listen to her symptoms. Please push the insurance to pay for the CT scan of her chest. Tell them that it's very serious, that it needs to be done. She needs the CT scan like ASAP to know what's wrong with her, possibly to rule out anything. Because ultrasounds don't tell you a whole lot. They can miss certain things. So she still could have a problem, but the ultrasound didn't catch it. So please do the right thing. Listen to your patient who's crying out for help. If you can do that, that would be great. So there you go with that. With all that said, that's going to do it for this week's edition of From the Third Eye. The War Zone will be coming soon, so I'm not going to advertise the website because it's not even there yet. Well, the website's there, but sort of. But the show's not there yet, and that won't happen until I get moved to their Helio Host's new server. I can't wait. It's going to be like Christmas early. So, if you have any comments or questions about the show, you can check us out online. D. I don't know why I do that.
Because it's funny?
Yes. It's definitely is funny. From the Third Eye.altervista.org. That's From the Third Eye, all spelled out, ALTERVISTA.org. Somebody asked me, why do I always say all spelled out when I give the website? Well, I say that because some people might think third as written as 3RD. I do it as THIRD spelled out. That's why I say that, so you don't get it mixed up. So that's why I say that. So somebody was saying that it's kind of annoying that I keep saying that, but if I don't say that, then people are going to assume it's the other way, 3RD. Which it's not. So that's why I say that. So I'm sorry you're annoyed by that, but that's just the way it goes. From the Third Eye.altervista.org is the website. Check it out. Everything is up to date. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple. Links are provided on the podcast page as well. And you can obviously contact me if you have any questions or whatever. There's a handy little form you can fill out to do just that. So there you go with that. So until next time, I'm Hunter Parker. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you in 2 weeks for episode 18. Take care, everybody.